I welcome you all for class 7 subject mathematics. So today we are going to start a new chapter, that is lines and angles. This is a geometry lesson which you have to write in the geometry book, that is a plain notebook. Okay. Now what can you see in the pictures? Yes, a computer, right? Computer, that is laptop, then pizza, then a clock, and then what it is? It's a toy, right? Now all these shapes, these are shapes, right? You have learned. Now in these shapes, which are the angles? Angles are there. Yes, the angles and lines formed together makes the shape. Here you can see a rectangle and a triangle shapes. When we bisect that or when we remove from that, it is changing into angles. Then further, if we divide, it makes the lines. It clear? So you have learned what is a line. Line has no end points, right? When we draw any line, line has no end points. If there are end points, then it is known as line segment, right? We will draw the line segments for the shape. Then comes the ray. What is a ray? A ray has one end point and the other side there is no end. An arrow says that it can be extended. That is a ray. Then what about an angle? What is an angle? An angle is formed when lines or line segments meet. The corners are formed when two lines or line segments intersect at a point. This point where the two lines or line segment meet is known as an angle. You have already learned this, right? Types of angles in your previous classes. Just we'll revise once. What is an acute angle? An acute angle, an angle between 0 degree and 90 degree is known as an acute angle. Then comes the exact 90 degree angle. The exact 90 degree angle is known as a right angle. Then third one is the obtuse angle. More than 90 degree and less than 180 degree is known as an obtuse angle. The fourth one is straight line angle or straight angle, you can see, that is 180 degree. More than 180, less than 360, it is known as a reflex angle. All these angles you have already learned. Now further we are going to learn few more related angles. In this chapter, these are the angles which we are going to learn. Angles are the union of two rays with the same end point, right? There are four types of angles here. First one is the complementary angle. Second is the supplementary angle. Third is the adjacent angle. And the fourth is the vertical angle. So one by one we are going to learn. Here you can see I have drawn so many angles, right? So angle A and till B, right? From here till here it is forming an angle from A to B. But there is a green line in between, right? Which is intersecting the angle into two. So this line you can see, even this is an acute angle where I have intersected. This is a right angle where I have intersected with the line. Obtuse angle with an intersecting line. And here a straight angle with an intersecting line. This is a reflex angle which you can see. So even in this I have drawn a line in between. So whenever a line segment cuts an angle, okay, it is known as adjacent. These two angles are adjacent angle which is formed here in between in everywhere. Angle A and angle B are adjacent angles. See, what are adjacent angles? Adjacent angles are angles with a common vertex, a common side, but no interior points. What is a vertex? Vertex is nothing but the corner. The end point of an angle is known as a vertex. You have already learned, just I am revising it. Okay. The end point of an angle is known as a vertex. Which are the arms? Now here there are three arms, right? This is one line is one arm in the angle. This is the second arm and this is the third arm. There are three arms, but there is a common side, right? Which is a common arm. That is, this between line is the common arm for both the angles. Okay. Adjacent angles have a common vertex from three lines are coming. Then common what? Side, but no interior points. Inside there are no points. This type of angles are known as adjacent angles. One more example you can see here. Adjacent angles are angles with a common vertex and a common side but no interior point. A pair of adjacent angles with rays as the non-common side is called a linear pair. Here only you can learn what is a linear pair. Linear pair is nothing but two adjacent angles with the sum of 180 is known as what? Linear pair. It is also known as supplementary. We'll come to that. Okay. The angles of a linear pair are supplementary angles. Okay. Now here, this is an example. The Leaning Tower of Pisa is a good example of linear pair of angles. The two angles on the side of the tower form a linear pair. Okay. Here you can say, ma'am, this is adjacent angle. Right. Yes, it is an adjacent angles. But what is the difference here is, if the sum of two adjacent angle is equals to 90 degree, then we say this kind of angles are complementary angles. Okay. Adjacent angles with the sum of 90 degree is known as complementary angles. Another example here I have taken. Complementary angles are two angles whose measure add up to 90 degrees. In a complementary angle, each angle is said to be the complement of the other. Example here, what is the complement of 25 is 65. What is the complement of 65? It is 25. Together we will say it as complementary angles. Okay. Together we say it as complementary angles, but when I ask you what is the complement of 25, you should give 65. Means you have to take 90 minus 25. Why 90? Sum of two complementary angles are 90 degree. The next pair of adjacent angles are supplementary angles. Here what happens, even these are adjacent angles, but the sum of two adjacent angle is 180 degree. Then it is known as supplementary angles. If it is 90, it is known as complementary angles. If it is 80, then it is known as supplementary angles. Supplementary angles are two angles whose measure add up to 180 degree. In a supplementary angle, each angle is said to be a supplement of the other. Now here you can see in the figure 60, 120 and 60 other two angles form on a straight line. So it is known as supplementary angles. So if I say you what is the supplement of 120, you can give me the answer 60 degree. Then what is the supplement of 60? Then it is 120. Both are together, it is known as supplementary angles. Now you can see here 90 add up, that is two adjacent angles. When the sum of two adjacent angle is 90 degree, then it is complementary angles. If sum of two adjacent angle is 180 degree, then it is known as supplementary angles. Is it clear? Here is another type of angles. These are vertically opposite angles. As you can see in the picture, this is the picture of the road, right? This and this. Now there are four angles forming in between, right? As you can see, these are known as vertically opposite angle. The angle which is exactly opposite is known as vertically. Here two pairs of vertically opposite angles you can see. One is the blue one and the second is the yellow color. Two pairs of vertically opposite angles you can see. Even here in the scissor. Okay, scissor, when you open a scissor, you can see two pairs of vertically opposite angles. Vertical angles are two angles that have a common vertex. Common vertex means which is having a common point. Here the dot is the common vertex and whose sides form two lines. Okay. Also, when two lines cross each other, the angles created are vertically opposite and the angles are equal. Vertically angles are always equal. Okay. This and this. If this is 60 degree, the other also 60 degree. Now here if it is 120 degree and this is also 120 degree. How can I say this? Why we say vertically opposite angles are equal? As you can see here in the picture, there are two straight lines, right? What is the sum of this straight line? The sum of straight line is 180 degree, right? So if I am taking these two sides as 180 degree, okay, this part is 180 degree. If this is 60, okay, this will become what? 120. Again come to the other line, okay. This I have got already 120 degree. What is the sum of this line? This line is again 180 degree. In 180 degree, if I am removing this 120, what is remaining? That is 60 degree. We got it back the answer. So this is 60 means this is also 60. This is what? Always you should remember that vertically opposite angles are equal.